Good morning, traders. Vindy here with FuturestraderElite. Might tell a few people maybe get logged on here before I dive into talking about. If you're here already, let me know in chat. Smash that like button before the market opens. Well, you don't have to think. Of course, I ended the stream early yesterday. Take care of my swimming pool, and didn't get to do the Asia session because it was pretty much a all-day job or deal. And here or there, when I'd come in, I had my screens still lit up and start watching the chart. The first time, but I don't know how long I was outside working on school, but when I came back in, all I seen was a green candle on top of my screen. Went back and looked through yesterday's event, so I hope that everybody had a good day. Looked like there was a lot of nice trades or price action on the chart, a lot of huge moves. Somebody got to capitalize on that. This morning, about say 7:45 market time or something like that, 45 my time. And me and Special K was looking at the charts, and she was doing a little trading and asking me something. I don't really know. I want to wait and see what happens. I think they're going to try to come down to 640. That's when it was at 9 something, 900 something. Back here somewhere. That was in the that was in the 900s. Like, really? Like, I'm gonna sit around and wait. Well, I sat around and was doing some other stuff, and then I wasn't at my computer, and I come and see that they tagged 643 right here, and had this nice little here, and that's sort of what I was looking for. 643 was close enough to 640, and there you have it. They walked it up right here, and I missed it because I wasn't sitting at the computer. But that happens. There'll always be more. So, you know, and I've rolled my contracts over. So everybody got about 3 minutes before the market opens. Get ready for our trading day and see what happens. We'll see if the ATR is high again. See if it's as volatile. I'm thinking it probably won't be since I rolled into the new contracts. And if you execute from NinjaTrader, they'll when you log on today, it should send you a notification asking you if you want to roll to the new contract. If you're trading or using TradingView, you have to do it yourself because it won't automatically roll over until Monday, I believe. But you can go ahead and roll over today by choosing the right contract. The old contract was about 300 points less than what these contracts are when I switched. I'm sort of looking for, I think, out of the gate, if they want to push this up at the open, if they want to push this up, thinking they might push up into somewhere into this zone up here, say 872 to 882, but then you got the R1 pivot at 894s. I don't know if they try to push here, maybe get some rejection out of this box, or maybe they pierce through there and tag that pivot. That is if they want to take it to the upside. Ooh wee, what is this? Goodness. Oh, the market's open. 3 minutes went by really. Well, they ain't driving it to the upside. If they do a double tap down here from pre-market low, if they break below the low, they break below the low, we're looking for 550. Morning, James. Morning, Remod. Got to remember today is Friday. And if my price looks different than yours, it's because I rolled into the new contracts. Old contract's probably $300 or so less than mine is. Trading on. Oh. Break below the low. Could move to 550 pretty fast. Or we could just come down here and fill this 15-minute imbalance. There were several imbalances on here. It took one of them out when it came down. It filled one of them right through here. Found some. Oh yeah, ATR 50. Like what it's been here recently. If anybody's in chat that traded yesterday, let me know in chat how you did yesterday. I know I had to end the stream early. I'd like to see how people did. I did look at the chart a little bit about 5 hours after I got off stream. About 5 hours went by before I looked at the chart again. I had seen a whole lot of movement, a whole lot of points on the chart yesterday. Hopefully everybody done pretty well. They protect the 600 level down. Try to fill the rest of this balance here. 09. Bottom of them. You got the psychological number 6. Then you have the overnight low and the previous day high down here. 4 hour precision. that imbalance. I think there's some 4-hour imbalance to the too. Way down. We got more 4-hour and a lot of 15-minute balance down here as well. Getting closer to okay. They might want to pull back there. It's like every day this week, it seems like it's moved at least 800 to 1,500 points every day. It seems pretty volatile. Hard to try to be bullish at the moment. Might whip this around too much. They're gonna do range it back to the orb high. Open, so they may range it back to the high and then reject and come back to the low. Kind of bearings they can get on them here. Bouncing around too much. Low 70 on ATR. Make sure you size down properly. They coming up to this 50 on they could reject anywhere here between 736 and 766. So you got the 50 amount on one here and then the 15 50 up there. Uh, Pips asks how long it takes to draw out the lines and areas on my chart. The only thing I really draw on are the boxes. All the lines are from an indicator I built. Then back here, pull the indicator box out. So the FT kill zone oscillator, which is down here, I built that. The precision buy sell indicator, which is the arrows to get thrown on, I built that. The multi-time frame 50 EMAs, that's the 5-minute, 50 to 15, 30, the 60-minute, and the 4-hour. The high time frame candle range, that's these 15-minute lows, highs, 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, so on. the ATR box, which is right there, and then the FTE liquidity levels, which is your pre-market low, pre-market high, or all of it is already built into an indicator, so they automatically plot for me dips. The only other lines, like the yellow lines, are previous all-time highs that I put in as it was putting a high in, but then rejected from that area. It gets marked. I don't mark a high unless it rejects at that level. Because if you get in a slow grind on a slow day, like a bullish grind, you might put in several highs across several candles, and it never really rejected. So I only try to mark the ones that reject pretty hard. I draw the boxes. Yes, the lines auto change. They update as the chart does. These 1 hour, 2 hour lows, they will change during the day if a higher low is taken on the same time frame. Like the 1 hour won't change until a 1 hour candle either breaks the low or breaks the high. They will change. Order lines change every day. That goes by the first 15 minutes of the day. Pre-market high and low change every day. The previous day high, previous day low. Everything updates by whatever the session data calculates. Out of the bottom here. Looked like maybe they was going to reject out the first red candle there, but still too bullish. Whoa, and there it is. Too risky. Too risky. Wow. I said between that 50 EMA on the 1 minute and that 15-minute 50, somewhere in there, possibly 666 or 2 or whatever I said, and it's 2. Thing. Hard to trade today, or that high. Even risky with micros, even with 1 micro. When the ATR is moving 70 points in 1 minute, if it moves against you the wrong way, you are going to be in the red $100 or more. And it depends on what you want to risk, you know? Good job, James. Nice. I was looking for rejection in that zone, but that was a fast candle. Fast candle. Now the ATR is like pushing 90. I mean, it being a Friday, I don't want to try to get wrecked on the last day of the week. So I'm going to try to sit out for now, see if it calms down a little bit. Which it probably won't. I mean, it's been this way all week. I thought maybe rolling over into the new contracts might calm it down a little bit. Well, I'd said if we took out the low, we was going to be seeing 550 in it, like 550's inbound. So if we break 550, 500 if it breaks, who knows? Drive it down to 350. Still, first 15 minutes ain't locked in yet. I'm gonna practice my JOMO for right now. Because of how volatile it is almost sort of like a gamble. and trading's not gambling, but I mean, who was expecting that to throw in that hard red candle on 15-minute 50? I mean, yeah, I said, well, I'm looking for him to reject there. That it's one thing for me to look for him to reject, but when I said that, I didn't expect it to go from 761 to 620. You know what I'm saying? I think that thing moved what? 140 points? Ain't no way. Nobody was expecting that candle to do all that. Dangerous. Or like, hey, let me take one contract up here. Maybe I get lucky. Let me shake the 8 ball, see what it tells. Find the oil, break below the orb low, back inside the range. Like it might be a short day. They don't co-sign 5 in this. I would think that area to look at would for them to try to test for another short, like an inner short maybe. They do get a push here. 70. Don't push here and don't reject me. I as well think they might be sweeping the 50 EMA on the 1 minute again, which is 700 psychological number. how's the ATR going to be 40 or 50 or whatever, and price be right there? Yep, said our lines based on all time frames and how you decide what's important and not so important. I don't know. There's several lines on my chart. Some of them are only by time frame, and some of those that I draw on were drawn on the 1 minute chart because, and you won't see those on the higher time frame, like my yellow lines. So if I draw a line on my chart on a 1 minute chart, you're not going to see that on a higher time frame because the candles act differently. The 1 minute chart tells you the story that's inside a higher time frame candle. Whereas you might have a uh, solid looking candle, on a higher time frame. All you see is that candle, like say for the 1 hour, the 4 hour, 2 hour. But of course, there was movement like what's on our chart now inside that candle. Can't see it. Just prints one candle for the time frame. No, I'm not a developer. Other than developing my own stuff for my brand, but I don't do it. I never did it for a living or anything. As far as figuring out what's important and not so important, the key is to be able to read structure, be a technical analysis trader, and understand just because you might have something coming into a level, you need to be aware of any other levels that are surrounded by that level you might like for the possibility that, well, if this level don't work, here's a level, that's within, I don't know, so many points, and be like, well, this level's within, I don't know, 10, 15 points, and you're starting to add confluence to a particular area or a box or a line or a 50 EMA on a certain level, or around breaks of structure or pivot points and all that mess. All stuff, it's all deeper in the course. I mean, which I need to revamp anyway. The more confluence you have in your trade plan, the better the area is. You know? You're putting a trade plan together, and it's kind of like, well, the pre-market low is right here. We could retest the pre-market low, and I'm going to go short. Say, you got to have a reason why you want to. Now, I mean, you got the 30-minute 50 EMA that is right there as well, which would act as resistance. And you had the 50 EMA on the 1 minute and the little zone box that I drew up here of possible. All this is pretty close, so you can. All right, we might be seeing projection here, but you got to wait for confirmation. Possible that they want to run this back to 700 or a little better, you know. I would have to think if they do run it back to 7 that it's going to reject, but so many things have happened this week in the market and the way it's been moving. There's really no telling. We don't predict, we react. So you need to know the levels that you might find some reaction at and be ready to react and not hesitate about it. Heading in, trying to tackle the 700 level, possibly take but a decent push here. Nice rejection there so far, although they can still turn around and push it. Wow, what a nice move. Did anybody catch that? I had to step out here and look at my water level. Wish it would rain more. Didn't cost me as much water bill. Drive up. What's that going on here? Pivot up. Really? Push. Push to the pivot. To the pivot. Oh, hard push. Pretty tight here. That push to the pivot. Push, push, push to the pivot. To the pivot. Can we get it? Let's get the push to the pivot. Got me. Other way. Other way. Oh, got me. Ooh, they got me. Nobody? Did nobody catch that run? Nobody took that out of this area here? I wasn't sitting here. Got put in. I would have been on that. I could see some rejection right. Otherwise, we're looking at about 907. James caught some of it both ways. Something point. Close it if they grab and price. Wow. All right, maybe we'll get some rejection out of R1 here. We broke nice break right here off this orb high. Never got the retest. See if we get the retest of the orb high down here around 790. We do. Got the 5-minute 50 just below it, 15-minute 50 just below it. You know, could act as extra support, and then you got the 15-minute high and the 30-minute high and the 1-hour high. All these, they could come back and retest that orb line 790. Momentum needs to cool off here on the 1-minute. Quick push down, tap it, take it higher here, and tackle the overnight high, pre-market high. Dangerous part is how they threw in that hard 100-point candle or better back here earlier on a projection. Now the ATR is down to like 35, which is way better than 50 and 5 and 70. But 35, 40, for it's still volatile. Around 833, 40 points. Test the orb high. How it reacts. Balance that we have in the chart. It does down and tap the orb high and protect. Possibly sweep. Don't tag it. Tag these A's here. 50. Pretty close. Should have won about 10 more points or so in order to tag the orb high. Pips, are you asking about like where this just came down and now this is bounced like this already? Is that what you're asking about? Well, pips from I'm understanding what you're asking or saying there. You're talking about that meaning you're going to front load orders, which means like you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to put a order down here because I believe it's going to come here and bounce. So you front load and already have your order. So when it tags, you're automatically in and then catch that bounce. I don't have a problem with somebody doing that as long as you got good risk management because you should wait for the reaction. You know, it's like when you get this break of structure continuation right here, what we're doing, to wait for the retest really for the uh, absolute best entry. Because if you front end your orders down here, especially on a day like today or any day this week, you put your order here to front load for the bounce. And what if this candle hits your order long, picks you up to take you long, but they put in a 100 point death candle right here, front loaded. Even if you put a stop somewhere, you got risk management, so you throw your stop somewhere. That way, if it did pick you up and then do that, that you're out of the trade. When them big candles like that get thrown in, wherever that order was is pretty obsolete. You might get stopped out at the price you had your stop at, or it could be at the bottom of that candle when it finishes. I know it's happened to me plenty of times. I was green in a trade one day, and I had a stop fall on price, and I was in the green. I put my stop where I would be like $80 in the green. I think it was something like that. And I got a big death candle. I don't know if it was news or something, and somehow I ended up 300 in the red. So now you'll catch certain days, not the way the market is now, but I front load orders all the time, or I have in the past, especially when I'm playing certain setups. But when you're in a market where the ATR is going crazy, like it has been this week, then it's not a good idea at all. And even when the ATR is not high, it's not that great of an idea either, depending on what level you are of a trader. I mean, some people just don't need to do it, and you don't. And if you're not able to control your risk management side, then it's a dangerous game to play. Even if it, and making sure you're sized properly and everything. I mean, even if you was using one micro, catch a death candle 100 point plus candle, you're going to be over $200 in the red on that one candle. You know, and depending on some people lock out after one loss or lose a certain amount. I have trailing right now, but speaking of bull and ox, uh, used to you couldn't get their option 2 end of the day with the discount code. They're rolling out something new on that side finally, and so right now you can get their option 2 accounts for 75% off with code FTE2, and I think that makes their 50Ks like $43. I think free change for a 50K, and then it has a daily loss limit of $1,000 or 1,100, and still pass them in one day. I'm assuming that the activation fee, if you pass one of those, is the same as option 1 though. So if it's a 50K, activation is going to be around 148, I think is what it is. Backside 143 on a 5K. And I know I hear people complain about activation fees and say they're really high. But the one thing I never hear people, I hear them complain about that part of Bullinox, but I never hear them complain when they reset them accounts that have no activation fee that cost them anywhere between $85 and $125 every time they blow one. Funny. way people react to certain things. Have here. Don't forget to smash that like button on the stream if you're enjoying the streams. There for a minute, I thought that it was going to calm down some. ATR was down in the 20s over a minute, back to 50 on. Got the orb high retest right here with the 5-minute 50 EMA plus the trend line plus the 50 EMA on the 1 minute just below that wick, 15 minutes. See if all this can act as support here. Bounce. I know what you mean, James. Trading is tough. There's no doubt about it. Hardest thing someone will ever do. we don't get the push here back up, go to the highs here, I'd have to start thinking about shorting or staying out on the sideline completely for now. Just looking to lock in some base hits here. Not get chopped out, you know what I mean? Getting chopped out is ridiculous. There, if I can get them, if I can get a push to 65, I think I could be happy with it. Don't need to start break even. Crazy. And like they ain't got what it takes to try to scalp some base hits here. Yeah, I seen that something crazy happened yesterday. Just looking at that chart, like wow, hard to hear got hit like that on there. Push, push. That pre-market high and overnight high. Had close to having $100, a little over $100 across several of these, and then got chopped out. Gave it all back just about. Or I'll take it. Probably take every little bit green I can get since I'm chopped out. I should pull my base hits in a little bit closer. Maybe I'll be better off trying to wait it out when the ATR is 40. Just as soon as I do that, though, they're going to tag me and it's probably going to go where I want it to go. Usually how it goes, though. I'm done. Can't be. Look, I close and watch it go exactly where I want. I didn't get out. Darn it. That was the singular candle that I was looking for that I could never get. Got some pretty good size 15-minute imbalance here. Scalping downside. I feel the imbalance like it probably would. For a possible touch into the 680 area, maybe 70s, 80 possibly. See if they try to protect down here. Surely they're not going to just leave a small imbalance from the 15 left, but they could, I guess. Yeah, they practically got it. No, I wasn't on last night, Pips. Had some things to take care of. I didn't. I only streamed for 30 minutes yesterday. And had to cancel the Asia session. coming down into the box here we drew. Tap the top of it. Don't know if they'll protect this area or not. Of course, I could sweep. Look, we got the 30-minute 50 here, the pre-market low. They could protect this box here and run this back to say 730 or so. Maybe not. Last 15 candle close. 12 minutes. Seems like uh, 'close below 625 on the next 15-minute candle. I think that we'll probably need to be eyeballing a possible 100 point move to the downside. If the 15-minute candle closes below 625, way down here, grab a line. Right here. A 15-minute candle still got like just over 10 minutes left in it before it closes. But if it were to close below horizontal line here, you'd have to think that we're going to be trying to tackle all down here. Morning. $5.15, $5.25 or so. Possibility. 30-minute 50 EMAs holding pretty well right now on the 1-minute chart. Momentum exhausted on the 1 and 2-minute charts. Ready for a relief bounce, but even if we get one, it might not be much, or it could be. Could be. To at least tackle 730 right here on this bounce. See if it rejects out of 730 back to the strong. Now it depends on what they do with this candle here. They can push through 740. They might get 777. There's room for the upside on the momentum side. Questionable thing, is if they're going to take it or not. Wow, that put projection. Is it gonna go? Oh, yeah, let's go on up. Run it up. Bring in the momentum. Get it. Push. Alright, I better close out of that. Nice. And if that wasn't a quick one, quick scalp, guess they wanted to protect that area. Another nice little scalp there. Did anybody by chance any of that catch that big green can? I just got momentum out of it. Nice job, Remod. Yep. Yep. One micro's paying you right now. Still in it. Oh, death candle to the downside. Push to the downside. Dark side of the moon. Really trying to one of those moves that I seen yesterday that I missed. There's some more. Now they want to drive it up 1,000 points. Are acting like no levels exist. Push it back to 30K. Push it back. Come on. Go. Another 100 points to the upside. Can do it. Push. Like the momentum. $50 stick. Like the momentum. Charge forward with it. Makes me wonder if they want to try to roll it over. Prediction. Better quit playing with fire, huh? Push. Push. Beautiful. Oh, down, break the pivot. Down, on, let's go. Got me. You know what? Better rotate out of those. Lock it down. Lock it down. Trying to rotate out here or something. Market structure up. Well, huge drive coming into the pre-market high, overnight high. Momentum, kill zone momentum indicator, exhausted, ready to roll over. Price action on the 1 and 2 minute. It's exhausted. Looks like it wants to pull back. Only reason I take them. You're talking about a key level that it won't break. Trying, but it should not be this difficult to break this high after driving that hard to the upside. Like if you can drive this hard and then the brakes get put on, there are obviously a lot of resistance up here. But they could break through it. More times they tap the glass ceiling, break. The fact that they saved it at the R1 pivot here says that they may want to protect it to go higher. You can see stuff massive. If you're asking me, Pip says if you only have one choice of indicator, which one could you not do without, but still be able to trade without the other? Well, it's simple for me. Before I had anything else on this chart was my kill zone indicator. This one, and I have a volume weighted MACD that I built that comes with an indicator pack. I got an indicator pack for Trading View, one for Ninja Trader 8. and they come with support and resistance lines, the buy sell signal, and the volume weighted MACD. And I'll pull this over real quick. This is a trading view, and say that pack comes with all these green lines or your support lines. Overhead will be red, like these red dotted lines up here. The arrows are by sell signals, and this has the kill zone on it, but it used to have the volume weighted MACD. Just another oscillator. All these oscillators are built around different types of data. This one I built more so to pick up momentum faster than what the MACD was doing. Still a really good indicator. But yeah, if I stripped my chart and only kept one, it'd be my chart. It basically, the whole thing is you have to learn to read structure. Indicators don't mean anything. Indicators, so you're you can take away all the indicators that you want, because at the end of the day, price moves first, indicators react. Indicators are supposed to add confidence, not direction, not choices. You should be able to structurally read market structure on a bare chart and understand the understanding of that. And then as you understand that, you can add indicators to add confluence to your trade plans, and things that might help you, like the momentum indicator, this or that. But those indicators won't move unless the charts move. So it's not like they're going to give you the magic answers or be a magic bullet or anything like that. It's knowing how to use them all together to give you a better understanding and decision of your trade plan. And then not all indicators work together. Some people will put 30 indicators on their chart and they'll be telling you two different stories. You got to make sure that the indicators work together, not against each other. You have to do a lot of studying up on it. See, they're still struggling up here. This pre-market high. Act like they're asking me to short it again. for a pullback to at least 939 because we might see a decent up move here if we get a pullback here. If it don't reject too hard, it needs to come on down some more. To set up. See a pullback first. Maybe get me for a long. I think we might see a nice long trade maybe coming up. How deep the pullback might be first though. Hopefully it ain't long. So not really back where try to go long here. See if they can bust through this high, through this zone here. And I'm straight line. I was expecting them to black harder than right there, but didn't. I'm gonna be. They could still put the pullback in, but I think we see a bigger coming, maybe. If I can get the now that a minute long though, pull it back to the 935 40 area that I wanted to watch when I was trying to short. Maybe not. Get to the top side. Do it. On back to 340 on the first one. Be greedy. If I can get out of 2, I'll hold the 1 for as long as I can if I make this. Down here to stop out at 2 in case it tries to. Try and wait and breathe a little. They overbought momentum. Oh no. I just man. All right. What? Now I'm short. Didn't even didn't even try to do that. I do not know what just happened. It is what it is. I'll go down now. Moment anyway. Hey, what's going on, Swain? Oh, nothing much. Nothing much really. Somehow I was just long in this and somehow now I'm short. I don't know what I did wrong. Pressed the wrong button or something. I'm looking for 100 to the upside, but they still need to pull back, I think, before it goes. I was looking, if I'm going to be short, I want to look for about 930 to 940 for a pullback. I don't know if I'm going to get it. 9.5. Yes, Swain. Why you always late, Swain? Give him a hard time, James. It's in all the moves. All up about 30,000 today. Where you been, Swain? You know, even if we get this pullback, maybe we'll get a bigger pullback than what I'm looking for. Um, I'm still going to be looking for 100 upside, but I think we might see the pullback before it gets there. Wow, would you? Ninja Trader chart was froze. Like it was nothing was moving. Let's go. Push. Push. Just don't trust that it's make it to 100 without the pullback, but it could. Maybe they want to slow grind it up there. Kind of was thinking a decent first, but seems like everybody took Friday off from trading. The stream's been really slow today. Hardly anybody here. Wonder if hopefully not a hopefully people didn't get wrecked yesterday or during the week. It's been a pretty wild week. Yesterday looked really wild going back and looking. Now this is the lowest the ATR's been all week. 15, 16. Trying to slow grind to instead of giving us any meaningful pullbacks. So I'm going to try to scalp it. Now they're going to try to give us kind of decent pullback. Section there. Trying to scalp it and get some base hits, really, is all I'm going to try to do here. See if I can get it to stack up. Closed out, man. 11:30 market time. Keep worrying. I'm going to try to keep scalping this upside. They're finally going to pull back that I wanted originally. Caught in it the right way. Give us a nice pullback here. Go, you almost got it. Down there and take it. Put my last cover down here. That north 945 area is where they might pull back to before it started pushing again. I'm going to try to cover my last one there and go long 3 contracts when it triggers. They don't stop me out first. Stop me out. That. Are they done? that come back and finally tap that 945, 950 area. I was wanting to see black. Now the question is, will they push out? Take it. Back up to over 40. Guess it couldn't stay down below 20 very long. Just kind of waiting to see what happened if they got down here to this R1 pivot. From this run here, we come back and that R1 pivot pretty much saved. They come back and retest that 30-minute low there before I make a decision on if I want to cut here. I'll even still add to my position here if they want to turn this around right here. What am I supposed to do now? Fade into something else. Try to leave me at the train station. Back above 970. Back above 945 would be the start though. Trying to drain it off the rest. I'm running on them free evals at dollars in the rig. I mean, so instead of back, think what I'm out. Low no more. Come down stuff to 50, 15-minute 50 EMA. It looks letting these go against protecting my. Even though we get this pullback into this area this deep, I still believe 100 is on the table. 30,100. Back up above the R2, R1 for 920. Fell out just above the 50 EMA on the one. If I can get a full sort of V-shaped recovery right here, I can maybe get my evals back close to break even, maybe, but not stop out and be able to scale out. If I can take 2 off up here at 922, 100-point move right there for my entry, and let the other 3 maybe ride on up if they want to keep taking it. I still think, like I said, 30,100's in play. Maybe not, but maybe not right away. I mean, it could take the rest of the day to get there, but I think it's in. I'll just keep driving it to the like one of those 78 candles to the upside. Break even. I'll reposition. if they come back here and stop me out, it kind of here's my thought process of it even getting back to 100 maybe. Although they still could, maybe they come back and stop me out. Maybe they're starting to set up some kind of W on the chart, you know? Anything possible. Right, I'm gonna close out of that manually. Might be trying to. Job swap. Got some short out of that. Excuse me. Friday. Take it down. 25,000. Gotta be kidding. Gotta be kidding me. Them come down to like 6.4. Go down, but now they're probably gonna be like, oh no. No. Vindy wants to short, we're going long. Check all my on now. Downside pressure on. I'm putting the upside pressure on. The death can. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Ah, come on. Push. Thank you. My goodness. Trucking. Keep trucking. More downward pressure. Come on, push down. Shoot it down to 644. 4. I tried. I tried. Just after 12 o'clock market time. Hope everybody's doing good today on the day. Hopefully green. James said lost 3 and won 3. Good job, James. A bit tricky with whatever it's got going on here. No. On, let's get the push. Come on. For 8:30. 30. Looking for it to come back and retest this 5-minute 50 first. Stopped out because I'm trying to lock in. Big push. Big push. Get it up there. Peace. Beautiful. Going. You can get up there. Out. Get up there. More push. More push in the right direction. Got it. Push. 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 Nice swing. Wants to. The move. Come on. For field. What? My goodness. Close this out. Pips, you just got to know when to cut. You know, I mean, it's one way to view it. Gotta The only time it kills your account, I guess. I mean, I don't visualize it like that. So I'm down. I was down $1,500, give or take a little, uh, on 2 different evals there. So I quit trading them because instead of keep over trading in them, I'm already down. Like earlier in the week, I blew a handful, I think 3 or 4 this week, and it's not usual for me to blow evals like that during the week. And so I got out of them. And I mean, yeah, I'm down $1,500, but all you had to do is take your time and stay patient, wait for your trades to set up, and you get it back. Now me, I I rotate to a fresh account, kind of get away from the red. You see that red, it might make your emotions and your mind do something different. I just get away from them, and then sooner or later, I'll tag them back into the copy trader and uh and chip away at it. As far as getting back in a good area in your favor, I mean, it's just time on the charts. You know, Amount of time that you've been doing it and able to read what you're seeing on multiple charts. I mean, we could go in circles, keep going in circles every day about it, but what it all boils down to is time put in, the studying, back testing, putting in the reps day in and day out, and actually watching the chart. And I used to spend hours upon hours on the charts, like over 12 hours a day. Look at this. I can't believe I missed that. Wayne, was you still in that? Oh, here they go. Pump it up. Is this like yesterday? Gotcha. How risky is it? Watch them give the whole move back. Arrows on my chart. Those are buy sell signals. Part of that indicator I'll be. Whereas I've seen them signals hit nicely, or it is not smart trade by those alone, especially on a 1 minute chart. Push alive. Push. Push alive. hold 2 off manually. There. Stop in here. Take 3 off there if it comes back and hit. Off. Back on 30K there. Yeah, the ATR been wild this week. For sure. Close my position. See if they can keep it above this R1 pivot here. I might think about getting back in long. Pips, the key to that is because you got to keep your losses smaller. Keep your losses smaller than your. If they're not the road to being consistent is understanding that you're gonna have to accept some losses. They be controlled losses. Now you can't put, 200, $300 a day to an account, but then but then when you do take a loss, be losing, 500. And then when you hit a win, you get out and only get 150 or 300, but then you take another loss and it's 600. Consistency is all about risk management. You can have the highest consistency rate there is, or I mean, trade rate. Like say you win rate is like 80 or 90%. That don't mean you're making money. That means you win a lot of your trades. What matters is that those winning trades outweigh the 20% losing trades. I'm not really, you know, your risk to reward needs to be whatever you're comfortable doing, you know. And it depends on your trade setups and your trade plans and what kind of trader you are. You really a trader that's a scalper and you're just going for, your 5, 10, 15, 20 points and scaling out? Or like, are you trading with 5 micros and scaling out, scalping? Or are you trading just 1 micro and doing something different? I don't know that I would ever be scalping with the 5 to 1 risk reward. It's up to each trader, though. I mean, there's a lot of ways to trade out there. Swang, he was talking about, or they was talking about, they get one micro, but then they dollar cost average in if they need to. But the problem it might be is, or I think they said micro. I'm not sure, but they said one and then dollar cost average in. I'm hoping that is a micro, but well, is the problem that when that happens that you had started with one, but then dollar cost average in, and then it failed? Is that the problem? Because once you dollar cost average into a trade, you need to know immediately whether it's time to cut or hold. Because if you get in too deep, things can go bad real fast. When you do dollar cost average in, then what's your max that you will go to when you dollar cost average in? If you start with one, what's the most you'll go to? 5, 10, 20? Oh, wow. Yeah, there's your number one problem right there. Yep. No, no, no. Man, that's 6 minis. So here's the deal. If you're gonna dollar cost average in, you do it properly based on structure or levels, and it's part of your trade plan. You don't dollar cost average in if it don't fit into your trade plan. If it does, you have to only take on as much risk when you dollar cost average in that you're willing to lose. If you say you don't want to lose uh but 250 on the trade, look, room beats back 6 backs. If you be nice, room beats. It if you only want to lose 250 per trade, say, or 300, just pick a number, whatever it is, whatever your risk style is, then you have to base how deep you get when you dollar cost average in based on what your risk is that you want to lose. You know, if I have one micro and I let it go against me, what, 150 points, that's what, $300 maybe, something like that. Yeah. And so then you got to base how you learn where to add into your position. I mean, 60 is a lot. Like, that's kind of gambling, especially even when you dollar cost averaging it. I'm not gonna say I ain't never done it, but that's a lot. I would roll things back. You need to peel everything back over the weekend and readjust, because that's too much. You fix that part, and you're probably going to see a whole lot of progress. How long have you been trading pips? This is all for educational purposes. No financial advice. Need financial advice? Go to a financial advisor. This is an education only channel. Okay. It's still early, Pips. It's still early. If you only been trading for 6 months, uh, then it's going to be a while. You it takes time. It takes a lot of time. Trading is hard. Just really got to pipe down and focus. Journal everything that you're doing. Um, Journal everything that you're doing, and when you need to journal all your trades and look at the ones that win, like entry, exit, stops, where your head was at when it was going on, and why you took the trade, and what the trade plan really was, and how many boxes does it check. Oh yeah, if you're at college, you got a lot of time. A lot of time. It's something you really want to pursue. Just just can't give up. Hard. And sometimes you might have to walk away, maybe take a break from it. But the only way to quit or to not be successful is to actually quit and walk away. Not doing it anymore. Now there are a lot of traders out there that will never make it, not consistently, and that's more so to do with the psychological mindset and emotions and everything than it is the actual trading part. If one can control their self and become disciplined, uh, they have a better chance. But yeah, everybody's throwing out good education here in the chat. Roombeat said start use a sim account. Yeah, I mean, before I'd keep going through evals or having any problems, definitely get into a sim account and and become consistent in the sim account before you move back into the eval. Well, the trader mindset book that I have goes over what you just said there, Pips, and that's because we are programmed a certain way. I mean, that's just part of who we are. It is difficult taking a loss, and that's one of the things you have to accept it. But then when you accept the loss, then your brain is telling you some other emotions at the same time, and getting the ego check and all that. Some people they won't cut because their ego won't let them. They can't be wrong. I think they always got to be right. But like Swang said, work on DCA, work on how to insert that into your trading plan. You can't just take a trade and automatically start DCA in it just because it went against you. You have to have a reason. Yeah, well, it's no different than when I took that hit in that eval earlier, wherever we was at. I think it was back here in this drop. I said, well, I want to see how it's going to react when it gets down to the R1 pivot. And as soon as that red candle went through that R1 pivot, I cut the trade. You have to have the levels and use them to your advantage and know where the trade may or may not find some resistance or support in a trade. All too often, people get red and they just start clicking that button in weird areas of the chart that make no sense, and then it just keeps going against it. And room they avoid DCA, and a lot of people do. I mean, not every, a lot of people do. There's a big old thing about people that do DCA and people that don't. And who's right, who's wrong. Whatever works for you is the important part. Well, uh, recover from minus 1,500 because I have 2,500. My drawdown's 2,500. So I actually got right around 1,000. But when I did have some 50Ks that had $2,000 drawdown, I did it small and steady. No more than 1 to 3 micros, only taking certain trades, and then scaling out and leaving a runner in there to maximize. I mean, I don't know how many times I'll get into a long or a short and get out of my, let's say I take 3, I'll get out of the first 2 pretty fast, and I'll leave my runner on, and it'll end up running anywhere between, $100 to $250 just on 1 micro. That's how you get it back. Uh, say that it usually works most times, but that may be true, but the times that it don't, are you taking too much of a hit? Say you made $3,000 this week, and now here it is Friday, and you take a big old hit because it didn't work this time. Are you like losing 3,100 and so then you're red, or losing 25 so then you only made 500 for the week? You gotta minimize how big that loss is. Yeah, rushing can be a problem, no doubt. I slowed things way down January when I started the new year because things were so sporadic last year. Plus, I was trading minis. Well, I can tell you now, I've been around trading for quite some time now, and I've yet to meet anybody that has made it in trading in no 6 months. I mean, most of them it's taken years to get really consistent and be where they want to be. So don't beat yourself up so much over it. You still got a lot of young, you got a lot of time to uh to learn all this. One of the biggest things is all the noise out there. You can't skip around a whole lot. Now you can't go from this place to that place to this place because you're going to get a whole bunch of information that don't really all go together. You got to stick with something and focus on it and give it your all and not pay attention to all the lies that they try to sell you online about trading. Well, I mean, if you look out there, I mean, there's not no I'm pretty sure I've not yet come across any legitimate thing online where there were, you know, people trading uh buying beach houses and driving Lambos that just started trading. I mean, that's just false advertisement. The gimmick. Yeah, like he said, I mean, I get it. You might want to go straight into it out of college, but if life only worked that way, right? We say it a million times a week. If trading was easy, everybody would be doing it. If it was easy to be consistent and do it as a day job, don't you think that everybody would be at home trading instead of working a 9 to 5 or a whatever job that they got? They wouldn't be working no W-2 job. They'd be trading. Yeah, I agree with Swain. When you trade as a job, it does amplify things. You know, I don't have no W-2 paycheck that comes in. Uh, so what I get is on me. So you'll never really understand what I mean by that until you pay a lot of bills yourself, and you're relying solely on yourself to pay those bills and having to do it by trading. A lot less pressure on trading if you have a job and bringing in a steady paycheck somewhere. Way easier because when I was working, I only traded part time. Way easier. Yeah. I don't know. Room if we're gonna push or sweep here. Uh, Swang make a good point there, talking about the prop firms in real money because I was having a conversation with this with somebody yesterday, and you know, I still don't understand why people seem to think, well, if they just had their own account with their money, that they're going to make it because the rules are put in place to make you a better trader, believe it or not. And if you blow, say you're trading 50K evals, and you go through 10 of them this month, and the drawdown is $2,000 on each one of those, and you bust everyone. If that was your money, you'd lose $20,000. Now, for instance, if you was using these Bullinox 50Ks that are $19.25 or whatever, you're out of like less than just under 200, around $200 on the month versus being down 20 grand because you was using your money. And so it'll be easier because I don't have to follow the no rules. Those rules are going to make you a better trader. Wow, can you believe it? The ATR is under 20. Dang, look at Swang. That ain't none of them profitable. I DCA in Swang. What are you trying to say? I mean, I don't do that to all my trades, but come on, man. Come on. What's that? I can absolutely tell you how to DCA in the wrong way. I'll go to 70. I can get 70. I can tell you what, I would say quit focusing on the P&L in the first place. Just focus on the process more so than the P&L. The profits will come. You have to focus on the process. Oh yeah, don't take long, especially when ATR's high. That's another thing you got to take into consideration with your trade plan. If you are going to do something like that, might ought to think twice about it if the ATR is super high, like it has been all week. The market's been nothing but a roller coaster this week, up and down, all around, moving 800 points one way and 1,000 points the other way, 500 this way, 600 that way. Well, everybody, I think I'm gonna call today. I think here I'm gonna go eat lunch. I might not trade no more today. I got a lot of content I try to get through. Start my weekend. Hopefully, everybody stays green or stays safe in the market the rest of the day. And I hope everybody has a great weekend.